Good morning, my successful, sassy, and spiritualpreneurs. How are you doing? I thought I'd jump on, do a quick video just to share some insights to you while I was reflecting over the chaos and transformative period that has been my life so far, because this will have affected you too. So I want to talk about some dates that will have really transformed your life. There are a couple of things that will have transformed your life. And it's important that you reflect over the type of transformation you have been having. It's always good to reflect back on a situation and just to see how that has actually transformed and changed you as a person, and even be appreciative, even though it may have been somewhat painful and traumatic, is to find the gifts within it, to find the wins that you've had. Fair enough, you might have had to pivot your life, and it's likely it may have been unexpected changes that were forced upon you, but there will be some gifts in that, because it wouldn't have happened if it were not meant to transform your life. So say hi if you're here. So the dates are, and I want you to think back about what was happening, and it'd be great for you to comment, what was happening in your life in 2008? How did your life change in 2008? What changes did you make? The rumblings may have occurred before this date for it to really turn the corner in 2008. Sorry, the light's not great here, is it? So think about what happened in 2008 that has been transforming your life right up to now, because it's not finished yet. It's going to go on for another 3 years yet. And also in 2017, what extra transformation, or what did you really knuckle down into in 2017? I can see there's a few people watching. If you want to comment, that would be great. I'll share with you what happened to me in 2008 and 2017. I cannot deny this stuff. Now, this is based on the astrological weather being that as above, so below. So the planets affect us, and we know the moon affects us and the sun affects us, obviously, gives us our life. And the moon affects us with the magnetic pull, with the tides, etc. So I'm into astrology, and it's just a hobby. I'm no way an expert in astrology. Like I say, it's just a hobby. But in 2008, something very, very transformational happened in the sky. And it entered a sign in your house called Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn sun. So this actually is happening right on my sun at the minute, transforming my very core identity. But this will have happened for you. In astrology, you've got, it looks like a wheel, a pie chart, and it's split into 12 segments, which are 12 houses, numbered 1 to 12. Capricorn represents your career house, naturally, in the zodiac sign, but it might fall somewhere else depending on the date and the time you were born. For me, it falls in my 6th house, which is the work service that I do. And in 2008, when Pluto entered my sign of Capricorn, the work that I do, long story short, I had my gorgeous boy who turns 16 today. I got postnatal depression after I had him, because I was leading a life that was not me. It was a complete mask and a facade that I'd put up for so long. I was living life through my childhood trauma and pain, and I was defending myself by pretending to be super confident, super hard, super tough. I was very financially successful, really financially successful. But in a career that was not in alignment to my values. When it started, it was, but my values started to transform, because this is when I started to wake up to my spiritual self, and my true essence wanted to come through. And I was in a job which negated all my higher values. Nevertheless, it was still my only income. It was my only source of independence. I was a director in a company with other people, and that was my only source of income. So I was very, I was very go-gettery. Everything was about lifestyle for me. I had everything that you would ever dream of having in life. So financially and materially, everything was glossy. But inside, that was not the case. Inside, I was truly an empty shell, and I didn't know how to fix myself. I didn't know how to heal this emptiness that I felt inside. Didn't even know what it was. Couldn't even name it or anything. It was just there. But it was ruling my life. It was making my decisions for me. It was getting me into the relationship that I was in. It was, affecting me on a really core level, of course, but I didn't know how to do anything about it. Anyway, I went through a dark night of the soul, which was my ultimate transformation in life. Going through that experience gave me the opportunity for Pluto to have a complete rebirth, and it did, because that's when I really asked myself, who do I want to become? And I also walked away from the career, which was huge for me, because financially, I was married at the time, gorgeous husband, very generous, very kind man, an amazing father. Let me just see if I can move around. Sorry. Has that worked? Oh, go away, son. I like you sometimes. Sorry, to go back to what I'm saying. So I decided to walk away from my career, but my motto had always been never rely on a man for money. And ultimately, when I lost my financial freedom and independence, that's what ended up happening. I relied on my husband, who was more than willing to support me. I'd supported him when he wanted to set up his company, so I supported him while he made that transition from employment to self-employment. So he was more than happy to support me. But my whole ego was going through a massive identity crisis. I can't tell you how much it impacted me becoming a mum and losing my financial independence. Basically, complete re-identity crisis happened to me. I couldn't leave the house. I was paranoid. I thought people were talking about me. I couldn't face the same people that I used to see every day. I really, really went through some deep stuff with that, and it was like being in a dark hole and crawled my way out one fingernail at a time. That's how it felt. But I'm so grateful for the experience. So Pluto entered my sign of how I make money and how I work in the world. And it was forcing me to go through a transformation so I could align to my highest values, to do my spiritual work. So think about how 2008 shaped out for you. Just check some comments. Lisa's saying she met her husband. How gorgeous. And in 2017, she started her coaching business. Hi, Maureen. Oh. Yeah, so that's what happened to me in 2008. And don't forget, Pluto and Capricorn's still here. So things are still transforming for me. I've gone through the heavy stuff and, gone through that. And now I'm on the lighter side of it, really. 2017, think about what happened then, because Saturn then joined the party in Capricorn, and Saturn is all about hard work. He's represented by the Devil card in tarot, and But he's the one who brings the constraints. He's the one who wants you to look at the finer details. He wants you to work harder. He wants you to go over things. He wants you to think everything through. He wants you to put the graft in and not leave any stone unturned with what you're doing. He's the one that might make you feel like you're lacking in freedom, like this is just work, 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 work. But it can also bring a stability to a situation as well. In the case of like Lisa with meeting her husband, that can solidify things. So in 2017, I had another child. In 2016, my gorgeous daughter Amelia. So in 2017, I was already coaching. I'd started a coaching career a couple of years before that. It was going really well. I thought, yeah, that's good, you know, getting my shizzle together and all this. And I had this gorgeous daughter to look after. I was a single mum. And I thought to myself in 2017, I just had a lightning bolt that said to me, well, what are you doing? You need to build something here that is stable, that is ongoing, that is supportive, but not only that, it's a legacy. That's how I felt that I wanted to create, because I had these two children and I'd kind of like been, you know, playing around with life, spent years retraining, loved it, you know, and through my divorce settlement, I could sit back and relax. I didn't need to work. And actually that felt like further chains to me. I'm going to have to move this stay. Good job I haven't got any dirty washing out. Someone's getting on my nerves. Yeah, so I didn't have to work, but my motto had come true, hadn't it? A self-fulfilling prophecy of never relying on man for money. And also, although that might sound great, and I was very grateful for it, it actually kept me, I felt powerless through the situation, because there was not an urgency for me to create. There was no challenge for me to have another business. And actually, I felt like I had lost my ability to be powerful, be successful, you know, be self-sufficient. I felt like I'd lost my power through all of that. And that's, you know, Pluto gives you that transformative power. But I hadn't at all. But I really believe that I had. But what it was showing me, it was taking me through to the other side. I had to learn that lesson of self-empowerment. I had to go through that dark night of the soul, go through that whole Pluto transformation. Pluto takes you, you know, the Greek mythology, he takes you down into the underworld and then you can rise back up, but you have to go deep down into the underworld before you rise again. So rise of the Phoenix, Scorpio related to Pluto. So that's exactly what happened. I had to learn the lesson and regain my power. But in this case, it was regain my power when it was alignment to my highest values. I felt powerful in my old business, but that was not aligned to my higher values at all. So that was not a nice level of power at all. That was an egoic level of power who wanted materialism. So I had to go through that whole death cycle rebirth with this to get to the other side. And like I say, it's still ongoing now, which is fine. 2017 was the time, like I said, you may have felt that real knuckling down happen to you. Okay, this is what I need to do to secure my security. And again, it may have felt like really hard work, but you're coming out the other end of this now too. So hopefully you took the baton for Saturn and you did the hard work, because if you did, you can look back and you're going to see the rewards of this paying off. You are going to get your due dividends paying off for you. I kid you not. If you've taken this transformative period in your life with those dates that I've given you, and if you've listened to the messages and you've acted upon your intuition and aligned yourself to your higher values, then life will absolutely pay off for you. Maureen said in 2008 she left a teaching career. Yeah. And Lisa says she left the nursing. Yeah. So absolutely massive moments in time for everybody. Not everybody will have, not everybody will, some people resist change. We all resist change sometimes on a certain level, depending on what the change is about. But we can all resist change. It's natural sometimes to do that. But it can have made life a lot more difficult for you. So I'd love to hear your transformative journey, your transformative story where those dates are concerned, because it'll be fascinating. And already people are commenting and saying this is what happened to them on their timeline with those dates, which is really cool. Thanks so much for sharing that. So just think about it. We've still got a bit more of a cycle to go till 3 years. Pluto is still working its way through Capricorn, really kind of focusing on, Capricorn's about visibility. It's about your career. It's about how others see you in the world. So it's still working its magic on now. We've got another couple of years to go. Okay, take care for now, ladies. Bye.